right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. I guess in the last lecture, or the last video, I showed you how not to type, but we now have our ACME database set up and our employees table schema set up. The schema is shown on the screen right in front of you. All right. Now, doing this off the top of my head, unfortunately, but I'm going to try this, and I'm going to say insert, oops, insert into employees values, and I'm just going to try to put in the first record. We're going to see what happens. Now I'm going to put null in here. Null means unknown, and you might think, well, you already know that what the ID is. But since it's an auto increment field, it should put this in for me. All right. The next field is a string, so it has to be in single quotes. 111223333. All right. The next field, notice there's anything that's varchar, which is most of the rest of these, or char, has to be within single quotes. So, Jeffrey P. Scott 755 Par Road, Wentzville, Missouri. The zip code is a varchar, so 63385. Infotech. And finally, the department number, which is 1. So let's see if I made any mistakes. One row affected is a good thing. That means it's in there. So now let's select star from employees and see if my record is in there. And there I am. All right. And notice it put in the ID number for me. All right. I should be able to put in multiple records. I'm going to try that right now. I'm just going to put in a couple. So I'm going to say again, insert into employees values. All right, and I'm going to try to remember if I'm doing this correctly or not, but I'm going to put in 2 parentheses here. No. Oh, crud. Darn it. That was an error on my part. Let me go and try that again. All right. Now, an issue here because I want to say O'Fallon, okay? And that's going to confuse the system. So as we've done in other classes, I believe if I put a backslash like this, Fallon, I think it'll take that, but we're going to find out. Now that I look at this, I spelled this in wrong. Operand should contain one column. My goodness. There is a way to put in multiple records at a time. What I'm going to do is I don't want to waste your time having you watch me type. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right now pause, not stop taping because I'm only at 6 minutes. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to put in the remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 records. Once I've got those in and got them in correctly, all right, then I'll resume with my recording. All right, after a little bit of work, I've got all of the record information in here. So I did it manually. I made a couple of mistakes, not on purpose, but I made some mistakes. So that's where I put in all of the information. When it comes back and it says one row affected, that's a good thing. So I did make one mistake. I had a wrong zip code here for Valerie. So I did what's called an update statement. We're going to go over what all this stuff means. All right. But for now, what we have in here is we now have a database. The database is named ACME. It has a single table in it that's called employees. And when I come back in the next lecture, I'm going to tell you why, in its current format, this is not a well set up table, and we're going to start changing it. We'll do that in just a couple minutes.